All right, how's it going, everyone? This is Jose Trujillo, once again coming to you from the corner of my art studio with my trusted Starbucks. And today I'm going to be taking on a different subject. Today I'm going to do a bit of a subject of a restaurant or a couple being in a restaurant setting, something like that. Kind of like a little date. Okay? So, bear with me, you guys. Okay. So this is how pretty much I like to do it when I'm ready to do something else, something different like this. So okay, and it's part of the whole what do you call it? Impressionist type of expressionist brushwork. Okay. And I will be doing some more paintings like this, some more figurative type of paintings. But for now, this is what it's going to look. For now, I'm going to stick to these themes. They're super fun. They're full of movement, which is what I like. And another thing, I do what I want. So here we go. All right. I'm not even gonna attempt to not let you guys know that I've been a little tired, but oh man, it's been worthy. It's been worth it. Being worthy and worth it. So what I like to start doing with this type of subjects is start out by blocking. Okay, this is something that you may start out by blocking very, very dark areas. Okay, very dark areas. And it doesn't have to be this way. Again, this is how I do it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I found that this is pretty fun for me. Start blocking dark areas. Very, very dark areas. Not somewhat dark, but very dark areas, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect. See, you get caught up with the perfect, and you'll miss the movement. You'll miss the subject. So, just a little heads up out there. Anyways, I like doing this kind of stuff because it really allows me to express differently. And it's just way fun. They're way fun, full of excitement, movement, and I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't I? Now, leave the light till the end, okay? I sound like that's what I do. I leave the very light to the end. Because unless I'm blocking something with light, then I go at it. But in most cases, that's not the case. In most cases, that is not the case at all. And there's something about, like I mentioned, there's always something very interesting about allowing things. Sometimes when you don't allow things, you don't really find out what you're missing. And by allowing, I mean letting the brush, do its work. I feel like the brush, again, because you're acting as a channel, the brush is pretty much letting you know what direction. In a sort of simplistic way, okay? I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to try to be so esoteric, because there is a level of control, there is a level of practice, but again, it's the channel, right? It's how much you practice that in order for that to happen, right? And sometimes it's a little slower, sometimes it's a little faster, just depending. What you want to do is continue moving, right? If this is your cup of tea, when you're painting, what you want to do is continue moving. If there is no movement, you are, like I mentioned before, you're stuck in thought. It's not a very good place to be stuck in anything that you do, but especially in this type of painting. It's not the best place to be stuck in, because now you're only trying to control, and the magic might go away or not even come through. Okay. I know it sounds like the magic, but it is magic. It is. Yeah. In every painting, really, what I'm trying to do is fully express express the mood of what's happening in the quickest possible way. And that is the way the cookie crumbles, you guys. This would be a good time to have some music. Some of those videos I see from other artists, they have there's some really neat music in the background that it sounds so pro. Maybe I'll do something like that, you guys. I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Right. Some people have asked me before, like, why do you paint like that? I don't know. Why? I think if I knew, I wouldn't paint like that. I don't know. It's really just a dance of color and movement. And they meet. The scene, I remember painting a while ago, and someone, in Spanish there's a saying, the one who knows will weave it, or I think that's a word to say. You know, anyone who knows how to do something, they'll weave it. And I think that says a lot about artwork, artists in general. You know, I think we weave songs, we weave color. You know, we weave paintings with color. It's really I thought it was a very nice expression. You know, you weave things. We tend to weave. I like the expression. Because, you know, if you think about it, that's really all we're doing. That's why Monet used to call it, you know, little patches of color. That's how he interpreted, you know, his way of seeing it. He was like, oh, it's like you're quilting, you know, it's you're weaving, you're quilting. I know they're different things, but in a way that's how you know. That's one way of putting it anyways. And there's no right or wrong way. Don't let people, you know, don't let people try to, I mean, if there's people doing that to you. Don't let people try to tell you that there is a right or wrong way to do this, because there isn't. There isn't. It's just, it's very intuitive. And I believe that your level of devotion, your practice, will determine how you weave it. But it's the cost of entry is the same one. It's work, it's practice, and some people do it differently. Some people do it more abstract. Other people do it more what do you call it? When someone a bit more realistic or more, you know, some people fall right in the middle. Some people do it very realistic, and some of it looks very abstract. And we tend to confuse ourselves as artists. We tend to think that, oh, that's the way of doing it. Until you find someone else who does it different, and you're like, oh no, that's the way of doing it. And then you find someone else, and on and on. And there is really, I discovered that there's no such thing as that's the way of doing it. There is no way of doing it. There's just doing it. You either do it or you don't. You know, there's no way of doing it. For what I've understood, anyways, you know, there's no such thing as. I see so many artists doing beautiful things in so many different ways, you know, and there's no way that there's only one way. That's what I'm trying to say. If there was only one way, if there only was one way, you know, you have to do it very abstract, or you have to do it very realistic. If there was such thing as that, it wouldn't be art. It would be, I don't know, something else. But we wouldn't call it art. We would call it something else. We would call it, I don't know. I can't think of a name, guys. If you think of a name, put it down there, please. But what it would be called, if you can think of a name. I remember seeing some of the, which one was it? I think it was the voting party of Renoir, and I remember seeing the crystal, the so the plates and the glass, you know. I saw it in the museum of the Phoenix Art Museum, and just thinking like, man, this cat, you know, for a time where you had to, realism was the, you know, you either did realism or you were, I don't know, you were doing something else, who knows, but you were outcasted, you know, you wouldn't, and seeing the play of light and movement by Renoir really captivated me, really made me see things different. That was one of the paintings that I feel allowed me to see things in a different way. Because you don't normally, you know, look at stuff and go, I can't wait to maybe you do, I don't know. But when I looked at Renoir's, I was like, man, I can't wait to try that. I can't wait to try painting glass. I can't wait to try, and not just painting glass, but I can't wait to try that loose brushwork. That's what I've always thought when I saw the Impressionists. I can't wait to try that. When I saw the paintings by, I guess any painting, you know, any painting of these guys, Impressionist or the sketches by the realists, you know, some of the best sketches that I've seen also by the romantics like Delacroix, some of the best sketches. It's like, man, I can't even wait to try something like that. I wonder what that would be like. I really I fell in love more with the I fell in love more with the sketches than, you know, they're what they called their studies. I fell in love more with that than with the actual works of art. You know, the finish, the larger pieces. There's something about something that I believe is very magical about the study, the sketch work, and I believe that they all were able to. You know, society had told them that they were supposed to create artwork a certain way, That's what I believe, anyways. Society told them, you're supposed to create artwork like this. Like, for example, the time of Velázquez, right? But when they sketched, they had this freedom. Rubens, the same way. Peter Paul Rubens, all these guys. When they sketched, their stuff looked so alive, so different. You could tell that it was almost an escape for them when they sketched. That's how I feel about it, anyways. It feels like it was like oh yeah, my turn to shine. And then they had to comply. I think, I don't know. That's what I'm assuming, anyways. And then they had to comply with whatever was asked of them, to create the artwork. But it was like, oh yeah, my turn to do my crazy stuff. No, I don't think it was that. I not ultimately. I don't think so. I think that I think that they knew that they fell to the, what do you call it? The things that they had to create, the style of their time. They fell on that. They had to, or else there wouldn't be food on the table. So they needed to make it work with that. They couldn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, I personally see it in the works by El Greco. They Domenicus definitely looked like one of those cats that was like, I'm going to paint as I sketch. Because there's something alive when I do. I don't know what it is. I wish I did. But I don't know. The funny thing is that there's all sorts of ideas that we've generated and we've created as to why things why a color needs to be somewhere, and it keeps changing. I think it really comes down to the trend of the time, because we keep doing that. We keep saying, if you're going to, I don't know, like little stuff, if you're gonna mix this color with that color, then you need to have this color, a touch of this color, and this and that. And I think that has been, it's true to a certain extent, having the complementary colors and that kind of stuff. That it's true to an extent, but it also it can also lead to an artist not thinking for himself or herself. And I think, I know you guys hear me talk much about this kind of stuff, you know, that there's more than one ways of creating stuff. There's more than one ways of doing things. And the proper way is the proper way of the times. That's what I've learned anyways. The proper way is, I mean, what was the proper way in Peter Paul Rubens' time? Right? What was the proper way in Monet's time? What's the proper way today? You know, I ask myself this stuff for I don't know if it serves me, but I ask myself this kind of stuff. Why is there such emphasis, you know, in every period of time as to the proper way of doing things? I mean, still today we do it. We do it in different ways. What I believe that really happens is that each time makes an idea, if you will. Each period, each time, each period, each century or whatever makes an idea of the proper way. And if the proper way is not met, you know, then you have conflict. And not necessarily with like right now we have so much stuff that is, you know, that it's not even a question of what is proper or not. You know, we have so much different type of stuff. We have anywhere from Jeff Koons, Chuck Close, Banksy. You know, and then we have also the realists, you know, the hyper-realists. We have a lot of that going on. So much different stuff that the proper way is, what is the proper way? You know? Who did say that? Who's the proper way police? You know? Who decides such things? Is it market trends? Who knows? I've been trying to be so more quiet in this video, you guys. It's just that sometimes the artist gets tired too. And today was one of those days that I was like, oh man. But you know what? I still showed up. I'm still here. Because I believe that you have to show up. You know, for me, it's not a question of, do I feel like painting? Do I feel like maybe bringing some value to some people out there? I don't know. For me, it's not a question of that. For me, it's a question of, it's not even a question of anything. It's just, it's gotta happen. I don't give myself the luxury to not show up. it's happening and it's gotta happen. And I don't care how I feel. I don't care what's going on in my personal life or my emotions. All that stuff is overrated anyways. The emotions is what I'm talking about. Emotions are so overrated. So here we go. This is another one of Trujillo's loose brush work. Super awesome. Awesomeness, you guys. I'm glad you guys were part of this today again. The name is Jose Trujillo. And I do believe I am the world's greatest living artist. Why? I don't know. I just feel it, you guys. Keep it cool. Don't overthink it. Be awesome. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. And I'll come up with something new for you guys some other time. Take care. Bye-bye.